I'm going to open
Not ready
the,
yet. Hold on.
okay. Good evening. We're going to open our regularly scheduled Board of Health meeting, Monday, June 7th, 2021. We have no scheduled hearings or appointments, but we do have some action items. So, disposal work permits.
So I provided copies of everything for you right there. So all four of those addresses have either a letter or a checklist that you have a copy of showing that the review's been completed.
Okay, so
I think Folsom Ave is in the form of a email type letter thing from John Delano, and the other three are checklists from Bob Euchre.
okay, great. Okay. So we have 547 Central Street, 84 Folsom, 630 Central, and 110 Pleasant Street.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to accept these disposal work permits.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion
Second.
Matt, second Lisa. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous. Okay. I have some installer permits.
So all four of those installers are renewals that have been licensed here for years.
Okay. So we have a copy of the license on file.
Yes,
Is there any
yep.
updated information that they need to provide?
They submit, every year automatically their insurance company sends, an updated
Okay,
insurance
so the
policy.
COI and,
Yeah, they come automatically to
Okay.
us, yeah.
Make a motion to accept all four installers permits?
and it's a motion, Lisa.
I will second it.
Second, Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, passes unanimously. Okay, bills.
I put those copies of those in your packet also.
There we go. Happy Frog. So this is one packet with all the bills, right?
Yep, so the one additional one that's not in that original agenda was I got the bill for Happy Frog in on Friday after the agenda was typed, but that is in your packet, a copy of that.
Okay, so there's the third one that's not in here?
Crystal Rock is not in the packet.
Oh, Crystal Rock, okay.
Yeah.
It's Belmont Springs.
water, yeah.
Crystal Rock is Belmont, it's not in the,
Okay.
Belmont Springs isn't in the packet? Okay.
It's okay.
It is here though, so that's my bad.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I know why. We had a credit, so we have a zero balance. That's why. And when I prepared it, I went to type in the amount and it was zero, so I took it off. So Crystal Rock can be omitted.
Okay, so Beaver Solutions.
That's the beaver problem.
Okay, Beaver Conflict Site Assessments.
Is there a reason Beaver Solutions was billed to the Highway Department? What?
Yeah, so that was the original contact they had with them, but it was determined that it's a health and safety issue and that it falls under our budget.
Okay.
So I know Bob had been in communication with Rob from the Highway Department.
And this was voted on back in the time, this is just the actual bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's regular maintenance on this, correct?
Yeah, there was a maintenance,
I've got
I believe
the-
we signed a maintenance contract, or Bob did, at some point that was already paid for. So anything outside of that, I'm sure would come back to you for approval. So these things had already previously been approved, so we really are obligated to pay these bills. So anything that would come in the future, you would, have to decide what action you wanted to take.
It's important to note there are two different addresses or locations.
Yep, so, well, it's Harvard Street and Elm Street, yep.
50, 350, 350, 1680. Maintenance plan discount, okay. Okay, so this must be. Okay, all right, all matches up. And then, what's the last one? WB Mason. 18. Okay, Buger and Sons. Okay, so then we have the COVID clinic.
Yep, so
These are
the fire
folks that-
department's bill comes out of a grant, so that's not coming out of our operating budget.
Okay. And that grant's already been received?
Yep.
Okay. How much was the total grant for?
So we have 4 separate grants, actually. So we had $12,000 issued in fiscal year 220 that carried over to this July 1st. And then we just got $7,000 in fiscal year 21 for clinics and PPE. And we got an additional $10,000 for things to help with technology like remote learning. And it's really for a town-wide project, not specifically for
COVID
clinics.
cares, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this isn't the CARES Act. This
not
is
the
actually
CARES.
through the Mass Health Officers Association, and it's, each town got kind of a, a portion of a total state grant. So that was our allocated amounts. So we've been using the 2021 so far to supplement the nurses' salary for additional hours. Back when we had no nurse and there was a spike, it was supplementing my salary for the additional hours, and then for the clinics and the testing.
Okay, so that takes care of the bills. I will entertain a motion.
I will make that motion.
Okay, motion Matt.
Second.
Okay, second Lisa. Any discussion on the bills? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Food service permits.
So you have 2 packets in there. These are 2 food trucks.
Okay, Local Larry's Tacos.
Local Larry's Tacos, and Ease is an ice cream truck, so it just sells prepackaged ice cream.
So where do they, is this an ice cream truck that goes around the neighborhoods?
So Ease Ice Cream is actually one of the trucks that's going to be working at the community
Gotcha.
coalition collaborative thing that's happening this weekend. So they specifically got their permit just for that. And Local Larry's does events. I'm finding, I'm not sure if you're seeing this all over social media, but food trucks are big this year, and
Yep,
they're actually
yep.
looking right out. So they had some people inquiring about them coming to events,
Okay.
so they got a permit for East Bridgewater. They're based out of Halifax.
So the ice cream truck's going to be the only truck there on this weekend?
That has been permitted with us, yes,
Okay.
that I'm aware of. We have so far 2 caterers coming, so they're not preparing food on site, so they can use their existing catering license for the, in which they provided to the town. They're both out of Brockton, so they have inspection reports and catering licenses in Brockton. They're bringing prepared food and handing it out, so they're not doing anything here in East Bridgewater. Those are the only people that have contacted me so far.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 food truck permits or food service permits.
And you'll see there's some inspection reports and all their permit from their town that they're located in, they're all in your packet there.
Yep.
And I did call both Halifax and Brockton Board of Health to make sure they were, had no issues.
Okay, so this is all paperwork from Halifax.
Yep, so we have inspection reports and permits and.
Okay. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept and approve these food service permits.
Motion?
Okay, motion Lisa,
Seconded?
second Matt. Any discussions on the permits? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Okay, so now we have the minutes.
No, oh, yeah, minutes, yeah. I emailed them all kind of sporadically this morning, one at a time, so I don't know if anyone got a chance to look at them or not.
I did.
It was very busy last week, so I didn't get a chance to type them last week.
Let's see. So, they do have to be printed, correct?
I have them
Files?
printed, yep.
Okay, all right. I need to take a quick look here. Okay. So we have 3 sets of minutes from the 3rd,
why don't-
17th,
why
and
don't-
27th?
This might be easier for you than trying to look at your phone.
The 3rd and the 17th are regular meetings. The 27th was the signing of
Yep.
disposals.
Yep. Okay.
It might be easier than.
17th. Okay, we'll get the minutes approved, and then I'll go back to that. Okay. Has everybody else seen them?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes from May 3rd, 17th, and 27th respectively.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, motion Matt, second Lisa. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Okay, before we move on to the YMCA, there's discussion of the landfill in the minutes.
Yep.
So where are we with the fire box? Fire,
It's on hold right now, so it
Okay.
is on hold. The problem being is that the site assignment for the landfill, it's an old document from prior to my employment that specifies which part of the land can be used for other things and which part can and which part requires a special permit. And so far, we have not been able to put our hands on that document. So it will require me to spend a day or maybe longer in the back room
Yeah,
where all
yeah,
the
yeah,
records are
yeah.
and start digging. So, and there's really no hurry for it, so right now, it's on hold.
DPW wouldn't have a copy of that?
No, it's all through the Board of Health,
Okay.
so.
Way back when, wasn't that?
Nope, it's.
Yeah, it was all Board of
all
Health.
that
Okay,
stuff,
all right.
yeah. So, so I have to put my hands on that, but I spoke to the fire chief and, right now, everything's on hold and we're just gonna take our time and look at other pieces of land, look at that piece of land, see if it's feasible. But it's absolutely, not happening.
Okay, and the gun range
In
is
the
right
immediate
now.
future, yeah.
Right, this is today's date. Okay, so that answers that question. All right, so camp permit, YMCA.
Yep, so I did not make, that is huge, and I did not have time to make a copy of everything for you, because this is the paperwork. It's a lot. So I talked to Rob Casper. He did a pool inspection, and he will go out and do a operational inspection once they're actually out there and there's kids there, and make sure, you know, everybody's doing what they're supposed to do when they're there. At this point, you know, I would recommend that this is a permit that we issue every year, so there should be no problem in issuing that permit. I've got copies of everyone's lifeguard training licenses, and Ty Buchanan, I'm looking at Ty Kingman, he's from town here. He is a registered nurse. He is their camp nurse. He was also an alumni of Camp Setauket, I think, for years. And he was also the nurse last year, and everything went well, so.
So their outdoor pool is open?
The outdoor pool is open, yep, everything's
that's
open. And they actually have a current pool permit from the board. We issued it, it goes, you know, it expires the end of this year, July 1st, so.
Okay. Lisa?
They are good to go. Actually, I think December 31st, actually.
December 31st is when that permit expires?
Yeah, I think the pools are, I think, are annual, so I'll have to double check, but it's still active at the moment. Because we do all the pools at once.
Okay, so do we have a motion to accept the camp permit and approve from YMCA Camp Setauket?
Motion to approve?
Okay, motion Lisa,
Seconded?
second Matt. Any discussions on the permit? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Okay. So that's pretty much it for action items, unless you have anything else that didn't make the agenda.
For action items, nope, everything was added in already.
All right, excellent. Okay, COVID cases, vaccination efforts, EEE, and the
Miscellaneous,
all-important
yeah.
miscellaneous.
So, it's been crazy at the office. COVID cases, thankfully, aren't the reason it's been crazy there. We had, we're, you know, obviously right now we're in the green. We had 8 cases over the previous 2 weeks, and as of this morning, over the last 8 or 9 days, we've had only 5 cases. You know, all the guidance has been lifted, so everyone seems to be enjoying the new world out there by our no masks. Vaccination, we have our clinic for our second doses scheduled at the high school this Thursday afternoon. Heather Doucette, our nurse, will be there, and then the fire department, the fire chief will be there, and I believe they have 2 details that will be working, vaccinating on Thursday.
And what are the hours? That's 3:30?
On Thursday, I believe we're going to be 2:30, and the last appointment, I believe, is 5:30. We kind of condensed it a little bit because we found that we had a lot of extra time last time.
So what's the rate of second shot versus first shot? Like the appointment ratio?
But it should be all, it
Should be the same.
should be the
Should
same.
be.
Yep.
Yep.
So
But-
last I checked, we were pretty close, and I had a few calls today for people that, the email goes out from the actual scheduling website, and
Yep,
a lot of
yep.
people ignored it because it didn't say East Bridgewater Board of Health on the email. So I had a
Okay.
few calls from people that were still having to schedule because they were not realizing that was the website. So I think we'll get all the kids back for their
Okay.
second shot. We were already pretty close when I checked.
The seniors are gone, so I don't know.
The what?
The seniors are gone.
The seniors are gone, they'll come back for it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll come back for it. And actually, the majority was 12-year-olds of the things, not seniors, so.
Okay.
The majority, because seniors were already eligible, a lot of them, because you can get, 16 and over was eligible from the get-go, so.
Right, okay,
So a majority was younger kids, so.
okay.
that are still
So they're a captive audience, so,
yeah, well, and mom and
Someone's
dad have
bringing
to
'em.
come. Yeah, mom and dad are coming. yeah.
okay, all right.
So that's this Thursday. And then kind of, I know you got a text message last week from Deborah Chess.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
gonna say her name right?
Yep.
For the event this Sunday. So I did contact her, and, you know, I told her I would do some thinking and researching about
Sure, sure.
vaccination efforts. And I did let her know today that, you know, we would have to order Pfizer vaccine, and it would be hard to safely keep it cool, know how much to order,
Right.
not waste any. You know, it didn't seem like a real reasonable thing to try to do as
So
we're
we're just
walking.
outside the window of opportunity, right?
Well, it's just because it's so readily available right now. So, you know, to order the vaccine and have 2 or 3 people that are interested, we'd be throwing away 5 or 6 doses. So, you know, we talked about it, and she did agree that that probably wasn't feasible. So I did send her a link for, the state does have like a mobile operation that you can request for events like this or for workplaces, that is trying to get out to people that, haven't gotten yet, that might want it or just haven't made the effort to make an appointment yet. So I gave her the link to look into that. It is kind of last minute, so I'm not really sure, and it's a Sunday, so I'm not really sure how she'll make out there. I told, she asked about having the Board of Health staff a table at the event to give out information or be represented. I told her I personally have, a conflict with a family matter at home that I couldn't be there, but I would reach out to the board to see if anybody was available. That it was last minute in the summer, so I wasn't sure. But at the very least, I could print out some information on vaccination statistics and stuff for them to hand out, or
Is this for the coalition?
Yes, for Sunday afternoon,
Oh.
yeah, 4 to 7, yeah. So it was something that I think Rob just got the text Thursday or Friday, so, not a lot of planning. I think it was just kind of something they thought of, somebody thought of after the fact. Yeah, so I mean, I can print out, I can go to the DPH website and print out some informational facts.
Now, is she part of that coalition, or was it
I
just kind
think
of
she
heard about
volunteered,
it?
so I think she reached out to Nadia Clancy to,
Okay.
she thought it was a good program, and she kind of reached out to see what she could do to offer to help, and she thought it would be a good idea to promote vaccination in our community, which is not a bad idea at all. It's a good idea. It's just hard to put something together in a short term, and
Right.
on a walk-in basis, it's hard.
And I think the
hard.
mobile trucks in Massachusetts tend to target areas where the vaccination, not necessarily unavailable, but that people have issues getting to a.
Right.
We would need to know our statistics based on our
Right.
town as to how
Right,
many, what
right,
percentage of
right,
vaccinated.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
And,
think it'd be very
they
difficult.
are, so I told her, we can give them scheduling information, but that's also kind of in transition because now the mass back sites, a lot of those are gonna be closing down in July, and they're kind of going back to more of a regional community type setting in doctor's offices and pharmacies, so.
Yeah, I know Shaw's and Hanson and the Whitman Halifax are you can call
You
and
can
go
walk in, yeah,
right,
you can walk in,
right
so, I think it would, I would hate to order something and have to throw it away because Pfizer is the one that is in the deep freezer, and once you take it out, you've got to use it within 30 days of refrigeration or within 6 hours of opening, so.
Well, it was a valiant effort. I mean,
It was
we
always
did-
definitely a good
did our
effort, and it was a
diligence
good thought, so,
Yep.
I told her I would bring it to your attention, and if no one's available, I told her that at the least I would do would be to work on, when it quiets down later in the week, hopefully, I would print out some pamphlets for her, because of course, everything's, on the computer now, nothing's, mailed out to us.
So making copies and things like that.
Yeah,
Something that
yeah.
Nancy can do, help you out with.
Yep, she could help me out with that, maybe on Thursday morning, because I haven't gotten them to make for, she comes in tomorrow morning, so I won't have them ready for tomorrow morning, but maybe
Sure,
Thursday
sure.
morning, yep.
Triple E.
Yep, so Triple E, I put on the Facebook page today and the website, the number for Plymouth County mosquito control, if you want to call and schedule spraying. At last call last week, they're still anticipating a tough year with all the rain we've had, and it's the third year of a 3-year cycle. But I haven't heard anything yet on if they're going to, be proactive with any kind of aerial spraying or anything like they were last year yet. We haven't gotten any emails, so typically if they do sampling and they find positive mosquitoes in our area, we'll get a call or an email. We have not been notified of anything yet, so, it's still early though. But, mostly just to let people know that they can call Plymouth County Mosquito Control.
So consumers can actually call. and
Yep,
schedule
your own
spraying.
property, yeah. So you can't ask for your neighbor's property to be sprayed or the field across the street to be sprayed, but you can ask for your own property to
Sure.
be sprayed. And it's a truck, so they can come out by hand and do it. And I do it myself, every year too, so.
Okay.
Especially with all the graduation parties coming up. You can't ask for a specific day, because, they don't take requests on specific days, but if you let them know you have an event, sometimes they will be accommodating, but, basically it's just, to get the spray. And you have to call each time you want it sprayed. They don't just come automatically.
Right.
Vaccination, okay, so we covered the community collaborative. And then I think, did you want to table number 2 until tomorrow morning, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I
just-
don't know, I don't know, if, just, we need,
Right.
we need to do something in the office.
So I think that a lot of our detailed discussion will probably have to be done in executive session. But we want to have a robust discussion so that we don't miss a valid viewpoint or a valid option. So I think if we further this, and then once we have a little bit more line of sight, then the board should probably go into executive session and then hash out financials and things like that, and then we can present them effectively. So we're still on for tomorrow. Is everybody still good? Mm-hmm. You took a month off, is that?
No.
Don't be putting that out there for the town.
So I keep forgetting about this. I apologize. Matt did not take a month off from work. So we're good. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. we'll be here, and then we'll, and that's scheduled, and we'll have a little bit more discussion. And then hopefully, not hopefully, we will have a lot more clarity, and then should be able to make some decisions, go into executive session, not tomorrow, but within a short.
Hopefully soon thereafter, yeah.
But very shortly.
Sue's exhausted, yeah.
No, well, I understand completely.
Yeah.
So, but while we're on the topic, I did have a note that, and this is really for my own, self-knowledge here, but as the COVID is wearing down, winding down, I guess would be a better term, where are your other pinch points?
Oh, my gosh.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I just, and I know there's a lot, and you've been
Yeah,
shooting it
yeah.
from the hip, and it's
So,
like shooting
yeah,
at the
yeah.
OK Corral.
So, well, right now, septic installations are very busy right now.
Okay.
So that means, right now I have 5 pending Title V loans that are out there. We have a truckload of septic systems that have been approved over the last 6 months that will eventually have to get processed and installed. I think I've gotten 3 housing complaints. Today I got another trash complaint.
Is it because we're getting into summer, or is it just?
No, we cover such a wide variety of things that I don't think people realize fall into our purview, so.
Yeah, okay.
And there's probably, off the top of my head now, you caught me on the spot, so I can't even
No,
think about to go
just
through
not-
my
I'm
list,
just-
but yeah. I mean, honestly, COVID has been quiet. I haven't been busy with COVID, but my phone hasn't stopped,
Yeah.
or I couldn't tell you how long.
I just want to
Yeah.
try to understand the.
And I think, too, even though COVID, in theory, is quieting down, once school gets out in June, there'll be a brief pause, and then we're going to
Oh, yeah,
be
we'll be
back
back.
in because of the school guidelines
Yeah,
for
we'll be back with
September.
something.
Even though DESI's going to set them out, they kind of run them through us, and we,
Yeah.
It's never gonna quiet down, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm
been a
hopefully
month without
optimistic,
something
but
going
I am also
things are
not,
gonna get very testy.
I think, I hope it's gone, but I'm not,
It'll
I'm just- I'm gonna
probably be
enjoy
some
the
sort
summer.
of forever linger.
yeah, no, it's not, I mean, we're gonna be, even though the guidance is down, we still have to do contact tracing, and we still do get calls from businesses when they, somebody that works for them or has been there tests positive in a little bit of a panic mode. So, it's not gonna go away per se, but it's definitely lightened the load,
Right.
for sure. But we do have a lot of big construction projects coming into town right now. We have 14 Form A lots on Central Street. Barbara Rollins has got a big industrial development going up off of 106. So these are all things that are going to require some.
I'll figure that out. Check upstairs. Okay, so last item. Topics not anticipated.
That's you.
We have any call-outs?
Do we have any what?
Call-outs? On the last item is.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just in case you have something you
Right,
want to
right,
bring.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So, again, other than we want to make sure we kind of put our thoughts together, and that way we can bounce them off each other and hear some other points of view, and then we can narrow it down and get this done and over with. So, again, thank you for your patience, Sue. And, like I said, I know it's like the shootout at the OK Corral up there some days, so.
It is.
Does anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Okay,
Good
so
one, too.
at this moment, I'll entertain a motion to close our meeting.
motion to close?
Okay, motion Lisa,
Seconded.
second Matt. Any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.